Hello, my name is Grigorii, and I lead one of trading teams in Quantum Brains. Our task is simple: buy low, sell high, but you can imagine the difficulty. I want to share with you some ideas we implemented while trying to solve an unsolvable problem. This is what we call a non-nerdy approach, which means an algorithm of problem solving when you are, say it straight, not a Nobel Prize winner yet. Our one part of our business is providing a liquidity in decentralized protocols like swap, hashflow, 1inch, and many others. What we do essentially is just allow user to a possibility to change his bitcoins for Ethereums or Dogecoins or Litecoins if he likes. To put it simply, he can sell any asset and buy any asset. For what price? The main mechanism here is called RFQ, request for quote. Customer asks us for a price, a quote, then he is thinking, and then we are changing. We gave him a fair price with our small fee, everybody happy, right? Actually, no. There are many potential problems for RFQ provider, for us, but the most crucial one is the delay between the first and the last step. Real price can move significantly while the customer is looking for his large green button called accept. We will gain additional profit or loss depending on the price direction. If all clients were, let's say, just clients, then in average we would be good. Sometimes win, sometimes lose, but in average zero. But the life is not fair, and the part of our clients are smart. They decline trade if the price goes against them and accept if they are profitable. Which means our business suffers from the additional losses unless we account the uncertainty of the future and adjust our quotes. The task may remind you a classic trading option problem. Let's talk about it. I'm sorry, this will be the only scaring slide, and actually you don't need to read the formula here. So, option contracts, what are they? Basically, they answer the question: how much you can pay me now for the right to buy an asset in future for a price we set today? The answer is definitely exists and can be expressed by this Black-Scholes equation. So maybe we can use it while pricing the RFQ options? There are, however, two tiny problems. Firstly, RFQ is in fact a zero-cost option. We can't really charge a client for a cent just for asking the price. Imagine the bank will ask you to pay some for just to approach the currency exchange and look for the prices. The second problem is less specific. Suppose we just want to adjust our prices with this power of math. But this math is actually much more complex. Like Einstein's E equal mc squared, the simplicity of the formula is just the top of iceberg. You need to be really good in math just to understand it, and moreover for adapting the formula for your cases. So let's admit we are not Einsteins, but maybe we can act like Nikola Tesla. Let's define the new approach for solving this task. We won't use complex math, but we can use our strengths. In our case, the ability to hedge the trade fast, in high frequency way, with low latency access to centralized exchange like Binance, Bybit. Building the infrastructure is not an easy task too, of course, but this is a topic for another day. Okay, immediately after customer accepts the deal, we hedge the deal. It means if, for example, we have just changed 1 BTC for 20 ETH, we will buy 1 BTC back and sell 20 ETH back. If we are fast enough and not stupid, for example, use several exchanges, use only best prices, etc., we can catch the difference and be profitable. Okay, maybe not profitable. Let's collect every metrics from each deal and gain statistics. Profits can come both from both ways: better pricing and better hedging. Enhancing any of it will result in better quotes for customer. The most important part of solving the unsolvable task is to reshape the question. So in our case, instead of cracking math with ideal option pricing, we can just measure our own real data and get average numbers. We analyze every single deal, and for example, 1 BTC for 20 ETH is add 2 sub-deals for analysis. We have some hedging algorithm. Doesn't matter for now how smart or stupid it is. And after hedging each deal, we calculate hedge cost. In simple terms, hedge cost is actual difference between what we get from customer and what we pay for hedge. Usually, the larger the deal, the higher the hedge cost. This shift happens because of the smart clients who only accept trades profitable for them. If price moves in favorable for them. Nothing unusual here actually, yes, but the real numbers, they are important for us. Basically, the hedge cost, depending on the size, is what we will adjust our quotes next time. Another important notice here, many deals can be sampled from the distribution. If you had the precise backtesting, and we have it, you can measure billions of deals in different market conditions with your current hedging algorithm and get more accurate numbers. The second part of question can be reshaped too. I already mentioned the hedging algorithm. The quality of the algorithm is what matters the most, of course. The better you hedge, the more profit you get. But the beauty of the discussed approach is that every algorithm is good enough. Even the simplest one, which just sent a single market order on any exchange, it will have the bad hedge cost metrics, of course, but those numbers will tell you exactly and how you should price the RFQ. Maybe no one accept your prices, yes, because they will be too bad, but you won't accept losses after that deals too. It gives you the so-called exact lower bound for your fees to be beneficial. Of course, you should and you must evolve the algorithm. For example, we analyze the market flow, the price trend when deciding how aggressive our hedge should be in each seconds. More elaborate techniques like machine learning models for predicting prices and volatility, of course. All of this improves the hedge cost and lowers the bound for quoting. The result is so-called price factor formula. For each size of the proposed deal, we can estimate the future hedge cost and apply it to the final price. Here on slide you see the graphical interpretation of such formula. For example, for $100 you cost nothing. And for 2 billions it will cost you 3 pips. It doesn't need to be symmetric, by the way. I was just too lazy when I came up with this example. So, let's put all this together. We are still providing RFQ as usual, but for now we don't care about future. We don't need to predict the price or calculate some stochastic integrals for volatility smile, etc. In some sense, we perfectly know the future. We know how much does it cost to us to process this deal. And we apply the answer, the result of price factor formula, to the basic price of the asset. What's important here, time is moving, so as we. First of all, constantly improving the hedging algorithms. And secondly, with every new deal, we update the statistics, we update the hedge cost, and we update the price factor formula. Even if nothing changes from our side, the market can change drastically and our hedge cost will change too. Along with it, new quotes in RFQ will change too. This is self-sustainable process. Speaking again about results, I forget to mention that this price adjusting method is really fast. No complex calculations, no iterations over many order books, just one multiplication. But the most important what we get here is accounting the hidden factors. For example, in classic option pricing formula we saw on first or second slide, there was a humble term called sigma. It is future asset volatility, but you can't observe it, only estimate. And the method for calculating this are not such clear as for other terms. Fortunately, now we already account this factor in our hedge cost, as well as any other future Elon Musk tweets or maybe weather. And the last benefits, as I mentioned, is self-sustainability. We continuously update the prices with each new deal. Even if we don't get deal, we can sample it from distribution and make infinite number of backtests. Because, as we like to say, silicon is cheaper than brains. Thank you for your attention. See you soon.